Worth?
So are you a Christian now? Is that what you're saying?
Basically, when I look back in that sand and I see those two sets of footprints and they only go down to one, I humble myself because I need him.
Now, Ken, why Jesus and not Muhammad or Allah or Buddha or...
Okay, now check this out. Where I'm at in my love with my Lord, it's not that I'm for or against any other religion. I'm here to be a vessel of something that was shown me, so that if I walk according to his ways, it's not in my timing. Nothing is done in man's timing. That's the greatest thing about it is, everything is done in God's timing.
And which God are you talking about? For those viewers like Roberto, who wants to believe all roads lead to some creator, which God are you specifically talking about, and why him?
Okay. Maybe it's because I'm North American. No, it's just because of this little Christmas tradition I went through as a little kid, that Christmas is a little bit more than presents. There's something more to it. And as I found out about what the Jews went through, and it was kind of like, were there people before the Jews? There may have been. I am not all-knowing. The thing of it is, they wrote down and predicted that someone was to come. This individual, who I call Jesus, Christ of Nazareth, I believe from the sincerity of what he spoke, I cannot believe that whoever put on this life that we have, we can call everything predestined and or planned, but guess what? He said, and he did, my faith, he did rise again. It's written. Is the written word true? Well, you know, everybody has what we call free will. You can make your own choice.
Let me just jump in here, Ken. You know, some of the evidence that he rose again was that people were willing to die for what they had seen. They said he rose again. They said he walked on water. He healed lepers and blind people and lame people and raised the dead. And very, very few people will go to their deathbed saying, I saw this happen, knowing full well that they didn't, and playing with the idea of God, kind of spitting in God's face, saying, I saw this man do all that, and yet they were lying, you know? People can be deceived like they were with David Koresh, but none of them said, I saw David Koresh raise lots of dead people and heal all the blind people and heal all the deaf people. They didn't see that because he couldn't do that. And nobody has seen that. But thousands were put to death under Nero just, you know, a few years later. They were killing them right along from Jesus' crucifixion on. But, you know, Nero, right in 66 AD or so, you know, they were crucifying Christians all over the place, and lots of them were alive and had seen Jesus. And so they wouldn't go to their death, and none of them in the recordings of Greek, Roman history under Tacitus, they said they don't lie. These Christians don't lie. They're willing to go to their death. We can't make them just make Caesar the only God. They believe that this actually happened.
And we can take just one period, the Inquisition, and you look at the millions that went to the stake for their belief in Jesus Christ.
And the Catholic Church doing totally opposite. Jesus said, you know, the law and the prophets, you know, that they are based on do unto others as you'd have them do to you. Who would you want someone to do to you, put you on the rack and have you ripped apart because you don't believe in their faith? Now, Jesus didn't say that. He said, love your neighbor, love your enemy. But the Catholic Church so went against that for over 600 years under about 80 different popes, which totally shows you how far adrift from reality that whole religion went, let alone many other things doctrinally, right, Dave?
Right. Hey, Ken.
But that, again, that is what he spoke of. Man's ways are not his ways.
So,
this
Ken,
is what he spoke.
Ken.
Yes.
What has the Lord called you to do? Why did he save you and heal you? For what purpose?
Yeah. And see, and that's where I don't want to get away from it being a bad thing, that things are predestined. Don't you understand? God cannot change. everything, it's not that it's predestined. God cannot change. We are all created in His image for His purpose, not for ours.
And how has He used you so far? How has He used you so far since He's miraculously brought you up from almost being dead?
Put it this way, my friend. I, in 1997, ran into an individual whose families, ours, played together. This person, a devout believer, okay, had been married 3 times, and my mom had gone to her baby shower of her second marriage. She was carrying twins, and she lost one. We started going to Wednesday night service. We didn't go by the book. She was 47. She went and got checked. She wasn't going into menopause. She was pregnant. I'm American, German descent.
You got roughly a minute and 10 seconds.
We got married, and I kind of told her the sign from above was going to be that after this child is born, you are going to go into menopause, and she did. Whose timing is that?
That's the Lord's timing.
It doesn't need to be that dramatic. Each day is a new day.
We're not asking, and God is supernatural, and He works the way He wants to work, doesn't He? And so we live for Him, just to be a vessel for Him to glorify Himself through us. And
and Ken is doing that by testifying to Jesus
awesome,
right
Ken.
here. He's an example of that.
And the greatest thing for me, Ken, in having Jesus is He allows me to see Him working in other people. I get to see the hand of God touching other people. And there's nothing to me in this world greater than that right there.
Amen. And the other fact of, if indeed I do walk as well as I do to the commandments that I have been shown, I make myself available to Him.
Yes,
it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Hey, Ken, call us next week or email, but we're going off the air. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be live again
sorry to cut you off, Ken, because we got like 8 seconds.
Or something like that.
Thanks all the callers tonight. Roberto, just keep seeking the truth. We love you. Good night.